What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Roy, accompanied by the one, the only, the Dominican bad man, Sergio, aka the floor price guy, and we're Combat Sport guys, coming back to you with another UFC full card breakdown. This time in the form of UFC Fight Night. We have a featherweight bout, an exciting main event in Steve Garcia taking on David Onama in a 5-round main event. But before we do that, let's go over last week. It's been kind of a weird week, right? We had eye pokes, we had suspect decisions, we had John Jones getting bricked up wrestling with Hasbullah. We'll get into all that. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother. Listen, we got to get on the bets. I got to say, live betting, baby. Live betting. Let's go. I mean, look, pre-bets, Walker by sub, Walker inside the distance. We knew that was going to happen. Walker inside the distance was like a minus 100.
Yeah, it wasn't
I,
that
I
big
yeah, I know.
because
Okay.
the sub was too far out. The inside the distance was a little more profitable, I would say.
Well, I knew. Listen, when my man came in with the foot, it was GG's, baby. Call it. That's it. Call
Yeah,
my man.
call it.
Um, biggest dog, biggest locked bet was Klein at a minus 114. And I mean, the reality was that nothing is really for sure. If you saw that he dominated 2 rounds, but then what happened? He broke his ankle. What would have happened if the guy just stand up? Like, let's say, for example, out of just like spontaneously, he just like referee stops him, he's forced to stand up. What would have happened? We'll never know. But that's why sometimes these bets are,
Yeah.
Walker and Alice Karab, bro, fuck. Walker, I mean, I knew Walker was a lock. We knew that. What's the guy, the British guy? He's like, oh, I got something for his ass. Oh, bro, you don't got it. It looked pretty bad when my guy said, I got the defense of the heel hook. Walker said, hold my beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Aliskerov too. I think it was a no-brainer. Habib is actually coaching this kid now. Now he has some flaws, which is fine, but like he looked very good. That
Yeah.
takedown was always there. The Iron Turtle's over there, and then my fucking favorite, like I said, bro, the live betting aspect is like undefeated. Mizuko Uni, we both went with Amorin. But brother, after that first round, when
Poor decision making, right? She got rocked. She made a poor decision and she got clipped right towards the end of the first round.
she got stunned, but then she it looked like she was a little bit one step behind. It just felt like she was a little bit slower, a little bit, like she couldn't piece it together. She got rocked as well. Raposo versus the guy that got
Cut.
what do you
He
call
got cut.
it? He got cut. We both picked that other guy, but the reality was
Azat
that
Maxim.
fuck. Shout out to that individual, bro. As the crypto boys would say, my man's going to to McDonald's again to work over there. Raposo, that's what the crypto boys would say. You know that
Yeah, that's
it's
what they would say. We got to
not
put
us,
on
it's the crypto
our
boys.
McDonald's t-shirt.
McDonald's teacher, suit up, baby. Raposo at plus 325. I saw how good he looked in that first kind of like round, and I'm like, the difference between his last performance and this performance is that he was letting his hands go, and I love that. When
And he
I said
has good boxing. He has good boxing. He just doesn't always use it. Like against Sumar Deji, he was trying to go for the takedown. And in this fight, when we broke it down, I was worried that he was going to try to go back to that style and taking this. And this guy's hard to take down. I mean, Ulanbekov wasn't able to take him down, right? So he was able to show his hands, and I'm glad people got to see how good his hands are, man. He's a. I mean, I like
he's dope.
Raposo. I like
Well,
Raposo.
but it goes into and that's why like a plus 325 was money.
Yeah.
Hamdi and Barnett to a decision. When I saw Hamdi get on, and also by the way, Hamdi's released now. He's not in the UFC anymore.
Cut.
And I mean, I don't blame him. But when I saw Hamdi, first and foremost, like everybody crying about Tom Aspinall, bro. What about my goat? My goat got hit in the back of the head, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. That's not why he got cut. I responded to somebody like prior to that he tested for steroids 2 times, by the way, 2022, 2024. This and the inability to finish a fight.
Yeah, it's entertainment. They've let go of great heavyweights. What's the guy's name that they let go of a couple months back? That he had a good record, and I forget his
He
name.
fought the jiu-jitsu guy. He fought the Almeida, right?
Yeah, I forget his name though, but they let him go. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, for the heavyweight division, it seems like they're looking for more people with finishing ability, entertainment ability, right? So it's not so much how good your record is; it's performances and entertainment value in some regard.
100%. And like I said, look, it is what it is. But Handy and Barnett to a decision of going back. When I saw Handy get on the back of
Yeah,
Barnett, and Barnett giving you the out, you still can inflict damage. Like, what, brother? What are we going on? And that's what I was saying. Pillow hands, bro.
yeah.
Looked like he had pillow hands. But shout out to Barnett, he gutted it out. Shout out to that ass, man. I don't know what ass was better, bro. Mackenzie Dern or the goat. Fuck. Wood. I was bullish on Wood, and I said it prior to the show. Um, what's the guy's name now? I forgot. Oh man, Reynoso.
Delgado, Delgado.
Delgado. Oh my God, Reynoso Delgado. That's not racist. I'm Dominican, by the way. Um, but Delgado has one punch knockout um, abilities. But the thing is, in that first round, if he starts to fade, if he goes past the second, I knew it was going to be different. And what happened was, Delgado caught him a couple times. Wood connected too, but then I knew like Wood started picking it up with the volume, and Delgado started tiring it out. That champ going into the last round could have gone either way. Like, I'll be honest with you, but I ended up getting a money line at plus 290. Wood 2 takedowns. I knew it was going to be a possibility, and then
The
Wood and
decision.
Delgado. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was a no brainer. That was after the first, because the thing is, when these lives are there, when they're beating the shit out of each other, you can see their energy consumption. The live bet was there for what do you call it, minus plus 150. It was take me money. First time I've ever landed like three in a fight. That was very good. That was very nice. Aliskarov, I put two live bets. One of them at 166, the other one's at 1330. The 1330 was at the beginning, but then as he started kind of fading a little bit, I dropped it at 166. Volkov, fuck.
Let's talk. Let's talk about that fight. Let's talk about Volkov versus Almeida. Do you think that was the correct decision? Do you
Mhm.
think that despite Volkov securing multiple, I mean, not Volkov, Almeida securing multiple takedowns, not doing anything once on the ground, obviously, he just laid on top of him, didn't throw much strikes, didn't chase submissions. Do you think what Volkov was able to do when it was standing, when he did have positions to throw, do you think that was enough to win the fight, despite giving up so much control?
I think yeah, Ameda needs to be more active on the ground. He just didn't want to. He didn't want to give anything on the ground. I think it was a great
Yeah.
decision by the UFC. I'm just
By the
upset that.
judges, by the judges.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
by the judges. I'm just upset that going into that last round, Volkov was not like I put minus 130 on the first flip. So when Volkov flipped him the first time, I was like, nah, Volkov's taking this just based on what he was trying to do, and also like Volkov has prepared for this type of fighter before, so he knows how to stand up, and also he knows how to be active. But going into the last round, champ, at the last minute, Volkov was a plus 300. He wasn't a favorite. He was losing that fight on
Mm-hmm.
the odds, and I wish I would have had a little bit more conviction. Yeah, I mean, Almeida's probably gonna, and they're not gonna release him, but I think they're gonna give him somebody so he could prove himself, because that was bad, champ. That was like
Yeah.
hugging, no controls. Like that's how Gray Maynard used to win fights back in the day. Just
Mm-hmm.
control the guy on the
And then we
ground.
got the takedown prop, right? The plus 200 for 3+ takedowns for Jalton Almeida in that fight. And then over 4.5 takedowns for Umar Nurmagomedov. In a fight where the odds were kind of wide, right? For Umar and Mario, Batista, it's good to find value in the over 4.5 takedowns. I mean, obviously the decision prop was there. Do you consider Bautista's knee on Umar like dropping him, or do you think he was
Yeah,
just off
he dropped
balance?
him.
You
He
think he
dropped.
dropped? You think he hurt it because he got up right away? He didn't look like he was dazed or anything. Like, I don't know. Do you think it was more so of a slip, like he was off balance, or it dropped him, like it
No,
hurt
that,
him?
that was a legit, like, I think he said it the best. Like, he said it, you caught me. You
Okay,
caught me and it hurt. Yeah, he said he kind of called it. But
yeah,
it's
because
just
watching it live, it looked like he was kind of off balance and he got up quick and
no,
you know.
I think he admitted it. He kind of spoke about it. Like, he caught me. It
Mm,
was a very tough fight. We know he was not going to win that fight. The only way, and if he was going to win him, he had to take his head off. And
yeah,
shout out to Bautista, man. He really performed, and the bet parlay was there. Sorry, the takedown thing was there. Like I said, like um, I put money on Umar to get plus over
yeah.
7.5 at plus 152, and Omar ended up bringing 22. But this one here, he got to like 9 or 8, and I knew that Bautista was gonna get back up.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect him to be resilient, right?
There you go. Those are our bets. We do put out our bets pre-fight. We also are live on X giving you live bets. We try to get them out as soon as we can. Sometimes we put them out and then we just, once they hit, we put them out. But follow us on X at Combat Sport, guys, to follow us for our live updates, our live bets, and more at Combat Sport, guys, on X. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Before we get into this card, I want to talk about the co-main event, Mackenzie Dern versus Verna Jandiroba. Very different from the first fight. The first fight, it was mainly striking. It wasn't much of grappling involved in that fight. This fight, we saw Verna go to the wrestling early on, right? Outstrike her did she outstrike her in the first round? Is that she outstruck her in the first round, right? What did you think about
Yeah.
what did you think about that decision? What did you think about Mackenzie Dern's performance, winning a decision in Abu Dhabi, becoming the new champ?
I think Verna won the first round, but
Mm-hmm.
then Mackenzie optimized and took over. Like Mackenzie, but like we talked about it. I just like that this Mackenzie Dern isn't winging her punches. She's throwing, straight. She's trying to mix it
Mm-hmm.
up, body. A little bit disappointed she got taken down. How many times?
I don't have the
9.
exact number. I don't
It
have the
was 9
exact
times.
number.
It was 9
Yeah.
times. So what is Tatiana Suarez gonna do to Mackenzie? Because they're going to fight 3 months, 4 months. That's the next.
Yeah.
That's the next girl in charge. So now her shit is like her Tatiana Suarez is striking a shit. Let's be honest with
Her
each other.
striking shit and her submission defense it'll be an interesting
Exactly.
fight.
Yeah. So she's gonna take her down. Mackenzie will pop back up. Mackenzie could probably catch her up, but then once she fatigues champ, she's gonna
Yeah.
beat the shit out of her. I think. But you could expect that Tatiana would be the favorite in that fight.
Really? Oh, because of the
I
wrestling,
think so.
right?
Yeah, especially after those 9 takedowns. But once we get there, I think the prop is takedowns. I
Yeah.
think it's at least I would be curious. Like I said, like these odds are so smart now. Like when they gave us Nurmagomedov at a 4.5, look at plus 120 isn't that much. Let's be honest, right? But it's still a possibility. So I don't know. I like that Mackenzie Dern won. I think it was all dependent on the fifth round. What are your thoughts? Because that fifth round,
Yeah. I think the fifth round was I like the fact that it was a lot different from the first fight. You could see how much they've grown, right? And Mackenzie Dern being back with her striking, I forget his name. Do you know his name off the top of your head? Perilla,
Perillo.
being back with Perilla, right? Her striking did look a lot more fluid. Remember in the pre-fight, we talked about how she wings those punches.
Yeah,
She's kind of aggressive and wild. So she did look a lot more crisper. And yeah, I think the fifth round, it came down to that. And, Mackenzie Dern, I want to see because in that post-fight press conference, she said she wants to face more grapplers. She doesn't want to, she kind of emphasized on the grappling part. She doesn't want to face strikers, which is kind of weird, right? And maybe she wants to face grapplers to show that she can improve on her takedown defense, maybe. Or I don't know what the thought process is behind that, but she said she wants
yeah,
to face Tatiana Suarez and more grapplers. So we'll see. We'll see who her first defense is going to be. We're going to see who the UFC gives her because Tatiana Suarez is coming off a win that was kind of lackluster, right? A lot of people weren't happy with that win. It's kind of boring. She's had her up against the fence, Amanda Lemos. She lost to Zhang Wei Li. So we'll see who is next to challenge for the strap. But going on to the main event, Twitter has exploded, bro. A bunch of Cyril Gane fans came out of the woodworks. Underneath the Cyril Gane mask, they had the John Jones mask, brother. They were all there. They were all there. This
yeah,
fight came out. Cyril Gane, he looked faster. He looked crisper. We obviously said that he's going to be the more technical, the more fluid, the more movement based fighter, right? His footwork is really solid, and he was able to tag Aspinall a few times where blood was drawn from his nose or his mouth, and ultimately he poked him not once but with not in one eye but in two eyes, right, which caused Aspinall to not be able to continue. He said his vision was impaired. There's a lot of different perspectives on this situation, right? And it's unfortunate that it is the main event. It is a heavyweight bout. We haven't seen Tom Aspinall in a year. People pay for the pay-per-view. Like, how what's my guy's
yeah.
name? What's my guy's name? Yo Romero. People pay. People pay to watch the pay-per-view, and then this shit happens, right? So it's unfortunate, but what are your thoughts? Do you consider Tom Aspinall as a quitter? Do you actually see his point of view where, because if you watch the slow replay, it was two knuckles in both eyes. It wasn't one eye, right? It wasn't like a Henry Cejudo thing where it was one eye and he had all this time and he was messing around. It was both eyes. And these guys aren't superhuman, right? We're all human, right? I've been poked in the eye, like
Yeah.
not to that extent, and it sucks, bro. So, what are your thoughts, man?
It it wasn't it funny when that guy told me to on threads, you dick riding Tom, your boy lost, and
Yeah,
when I pulled that slip, that when I put the slip of Cyril Gane at a plus 280, Boyd and somebody comment, talk now, bitch. He
yeah, yeah.
I'm a God fan. Like I said it, like this fight, Tom, this is the first. I said it before. Tom has faced. Now here's the thing about it. Tom now knows what he's going for this in the second round. I, Cyril would have. I think Cyril was going to cook the shit out of him.
I don't know,
The
man.
issue is,
Tom fought Pavlovich, who was knocking everybody out, bro.
but
Hey,
the composure of Tom Aspinall is what I'm not okay with, because Tom wants to go in there and he wants to run through people, and you saw it a lot of times, and that's not going to work. I said it before. That's not going to work against John Jones. That was not working against Cyril Gane. Now the issue is the fucking, the poke. There was a little poke,
there was a
which
few
is
times he tried it. Like, did you see the breakdown video where they showed a couple times when he had his
100%,
hand up
but it really didn't significantly do anything up until the
when he got
Master
in the
Miyagi.
pocket? And, yeah, when
Yeah,
he
yeah,
crashed the
that's
pocket and
the
he
one.
hit him with the left hand. Uh-huh.
That's the one. I think MMA fans, and this is coming from somebody that bet I would have won money. I think Cyril was on his way to win, but again, it's too early too. Like I said,
It's too
I
early.
wanted Tom to get. Yeah, I wanted
If this
Tom
had
to.
happened in the third round, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, if this had happened in the third round or the second round, and Cyril looked like that in those 3 rounds, I'd be more on your side. But it's way too early to say that he was on his way to a victory. He did look good. He looked faster, obviously, but
Yeah,
I I don't know. I can't say that he dominated. He was on his way to a victory. He
no,
did
it's
look
not
good though.
domination.
He did look good. Yeah, the
That's not
stats were
domination.
even. Yeah,
No, that exactly. That's not
yeah.
domination. You saw a very competitive fight for the first time for Tom. Cyril's been here before. So it was Ngannou, John Jones. Like the thing is, there's a lot of factors in the division where Tom Aspinall's dad's talking like, bro, like, listen, Tom just became champ and he didn't win it. He was promoted. And you're talking about boxing? People don't want to listen to that, bro. So there's that one. Then there comes into the thing where it's like, well, you know what, son? You're going to finish him quicker than John Jones. Bro, stop comparing yourself to John Jones and defend the belt once.
But these are things coming from his father, not coming from Tom. So you can't hold
What does
Tom
Tom say?
accountable. But you can't hold Tom accountable. But same thing, you can't hold uh Magomed Ankalaev accountable for what fucking what's his name, Ali Abdelaziz
No,
says, right? Exactly. So
but the
it's just
expectation.
yeah, the
No, I know. But
expectation that fans had is that he was gonna finish Cyril Gane, right? So for him to go out there, get poked, knuckle deep by 2 fingers in both eyes, and be to the
no,
point
I
where you can
respect
no
that.
longer see is unfortunate, right? Like you can't predict that. But
And that's
what
the
is
big thing. Like
yeah.
now it's like Tom can't see. No, no, no. Tom can see. It's just there's an it there it his eyes hurt. Like you got to. So I think now on that side, bro, they're being dramatic, bro. He could see. The issue is his eye is sensitive. There's nothing wrong with his eye being sensitive, but like this is not a drama thing. Listen, the only thing I want to hear once he gets better, when's the next time they're booking it, or if he's not going to fight, because
Oh, they have
champ,
to
I
book
really
it again. They have to book it again. And I think
well
next
they
time
have
it's
to.
gonna be a very different. We're gonna see very different, very
Well,
different.
now, so here's the issue now. You know, I would favor Cyril Gane again, but you're gonna get Cyril Gane at a bet at lesser odds now. In addition to that, now Tom and Cyril have both had the chance to feel each other's power, feel each other's speed. I think that Tom, based on how the first round went, he's gonna come in lighter. He's
That's what I
gonna come.
told you. That's
Yeah,
what I
you told
told
me
you.
that he's gonna come in lighter. He's gonna have to learn how to come a little bit more, move a little bit more. He cannot do what he was doing, that jab cross the. And I told you last time, which I fucking hate, when Tom storms guys, he just tries to go for the kill. Like that's not gonna work against Gone. So I'm expecting him to make all those tweaks and then come back. But listen, Chad, there's nothing to
Yeah.
talk about. You and I know is that there's a lot of fucking people that are, Tom wasn't. Listen, you could fake it, whatever it is, machismo, whatever the fuck it is. once you get eye poke like that, bro, that's it's GG's, bro. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't gonna. And that's the thing about it. I was like, in my head, I'm like, I hope this motherfucker gets good, because once he gets cleared, that's gonna affect him. Because now
Yeah.
you don't have the same aggressiveness, because it's
Yeah.
similar with the nut shot. Like Kevin Holland getting nut shot by Mike Malla. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, champ. What did I do? Once, and that's the thing. Once Kelvin said I could do the fight, and I saw the odds, I went all in on a lot. He's compromised, so Tom would have been compromised. But Tom would have just been knocked out. I think that's what
Yeah,
really was.
there's a thing to be said about taking time,
Yeah.
continuing, and then not taking time. Like I think about Israel Adesanya versus Imavov when he got nutshotted, right? When he got kicked in the groin, I think, and then Adesanya tried to do the Pereira and wave it off, and then what happened after? He got caught, he got dropped, and the fight ended, right? And a lot of people were criticizing, oh, he should have taken his time, he should have recovered, yada yada, all this stuff. So it's one of those things that no matter what you take, it is going to affect the outcome in some way, some shape or form, and people are going to criticize it. So, you can't fault Tom if this was a heavyweight fight, right? This was for the undisputed heavyweight championship. You get poked in the eyes, and if you can't feel you can continue and be at your best, then you got to make the best decision for yourself, because they don't owe us anything. Like you said, they don't owe us anything. So he's looking out for himself. So it is what
So,
it is. We'll
so
see what happens when they run it
here's
back.
the last question before we move on to the card.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you my version, and I'm gonna and then you can tell me your version.
Yeah.
So this is now confirmed by Tom's dad, media. So Tom was offered to renew his contract with the UFC, right? Because the UFC does not want another Francis Ngannou situation where we like, okay, champ, we're gonna put all we're gonna promote you, we're gonna do all these different things, we're gonna put you on the main event, we're gonna do all this
Yeah.
different stuff, right? Like the UFC has invested in Tom. You want to sign this contract? Dad comes out, says we're not signing the contract. I don't want you to personally sign it. Okay, now the brass is a little bit upset because you're going off to like you want to test the markets, which is fine by me. I say fuck it, just like it is what it is. But from a standpoint of like your heavyweight champion is going, it's not good. So they've literally invested on the wrong horse at this point.
What's your question?
After Tom concludes he has 2 more fights in the UFC. I think Tom Aspinall will not sign with the UFC. What are your thoughts about that?
I think, given the circumstances and the comments made by Dana White, I think that further damages the relationship, right? And obviously we don't know what happens behind closed doors and meetings and phone calls and whatnot, but his dad being outspoken, and Tom hasn't said anything directly like in that regard, like I'm leaving the. It's always his dad. His dad is the one talking, right? Tom has been pretty cordial about everything, but I do think that Dana White's comments it did affect that relationship. In my opinion, it would affect the relationship because you're essentially saying the guy quit, right? Like he was getting his ass beat and he quit. That's basically what he said. Instead of saying that, hey, it's unfortunate these things happen, he couldn't continue. He said, oh, this guy was getting beat up and he quit. That's what Dana White said. So if I'm Tom, I would feel a little offended. I would, take that kind of personal. But yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see how the fight number 2 goes. If Ciro wins. And Tom, yeah, he's probably not going to resign, right? He's probably going to be checked out. But if he wins, if Tom Aspinall wins, he has a dominant performance like we've known him to have. He could bargain for more money. You get me? He could bargain for a better contract, which is what he's probably was trying to do. You get me? So I say, oh, I'm going to go to boxing. There's more money. And then when the Paramount stuff comes, there's no pay-per-view points. He can be like, hey, I want this amount of money. So who knows? We'll see.
I agree. But this is not the time to be talking about boxing. Like his dad. And the thing is,
that's his dad. That's his dad, That's
his dad needs to shut the fuck up and go to the back. I completely understand it, but the thing is, like, it does affect Tom with the fans and with Dana, because once that gets out, like, you got to have a talk. Unless you want to roll like that, go ahead, brother. But now it's gonna get hostile. Yeah. Now you're gonna, like I wouldn't be even judged. Like the UFC hires, Francis, how much you want? You got paid 20 million. How about we give you 30 million? Take a Tom out. Go knock him out, bro.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things, right? Like Tom Aspinall has had a tough week. He leaked the footage with Daniel Cormier talking bad about Jalton Almeida. Daniel Cormier came out and said, I thought that was Embedded. I didn't know that was his team. Embedded wouldn't have done that. So he's had a bad
because
week, right? Tom Aspinall went from the guy that everybody thought John Jones was ducking, everybody loved that, to now he's a quitter, he's a fraud. He had some blood on his face that he was getting dominated. Everybody hates him on X now.
let me ask you a question: how good was it when John Jones and Pereira synced up and didn't even acknowledge
Well,
this guy?
because the boys want a heavyweight bout at the White House. They want the paycheck, brother. They want the paycheck. They were in the same camp as you, but they wanted Cyril Gane to win, so they could be like, let's get this bag. Because
But I told you that.
with Tom out of the equation, right? Like the fight went the way it went. If Cyril Gane had won, there would be no more discussion about Jones ducking him. Pereira and Jones could fight at the White House at heavyweight without that lingering, that John Jones and Tom Aspinall, it hasn't been settled who's the real heavyweight champ. That all would have been absolved, right? That all would have been gone had Cyril Gane won, right? But the fact of the matter is the fight ended like that, the way it ended, no contest. And the boys, they're still gonna get their bag, I bet.
I'm happy, bro. Like I said, this is the fight that
That's
should
a
have happened.
banger fight, bro. That's a banger fight. Who are you gonna go with, bro? Both of your goats.
Oh, it's gonna be John. Come on now.
Yeah, wrestling, right? He's gonna take him down.
John is gonna play, but he's gonna make no mistake about it. John will now go into a kickboxing match with this guy.
Right on. There is our quick recap for UFC 321. Make sure you follow us on X at Combat Sport Guys. We are also very active on Threads where we've been getting a ton of engagement. It's been actually really good on X. We're steadily growing. We're not fucking running for the fences right now with our follows, but we are steadily growing. We are getting some interactions. We have over 2.5 million views in the past month. Also on Instagram, there's a link tree in all of our bios. Make sure you tap that. You have the access to our YouTube, our Threads, our Instagram, our X, and we put out everything for free. Our picks, our bets. We don't charge you anything. We don't have a paywall. We don't have a service. And we also are live every fight card with live bets. We interact with you guys. Feel free to send us a DM. Feel free to holler at us in the comments. We're always there. Let's get into this card. UFC Fight Night. Onama versus Garcia. Kicking off the card, we have Talita Alencar taking on Ariane Carnelosi. Ariane's been out of the octagon for a year and 5 months. Last time she lost to Piera Rodriguez, where she beat Piera Rodriguez, where she was losing the fight, and ultimately a headbutt caused the disqualification of Rodriguez, right? As they were going to the ground, she headbutted her, and she was able to get that victory. Prior to that, she lost to Lupita Godinez, which is, on her way, in my opinion, a couple fights away from a title fight. She's going up against Talita Alencar, who last time out, she had a favorable matchup against Vanessa Demopoulos. They both grapple heavy, right? She's able to take her down, control her multiple times in that fight. And prior to that, she lost to Stephanie Luciano, which is a good prospect in the division, in my opinion, right? She lost her via unanimous decision. Talita Alencar, she is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. She has multiple world titles. She's comfortable on the mat where she aims to inflict damage, control, and chases submission. Her striking and footwork are not the best or functional. And as I mentioned last time, she was able to take down Demopoulos 4 out of 5 times and control her for 12 minutes out of 15 in a three-round bout. Carnelosi, as I mentioned, hasn't fought in a year and 5 months. Her striking is forward and aggressive with not much technique. She swings wildly. Her takedown defense is very poor. She has been taken down multiple times. An example, Lupe Godinez, as I mentioned, in her 2 fights ago. This fight is very simple. If you believe in Talita Alencar to secure the takedowns, control Carnelosi, chase submissions and get the finish, or just grind out a decision, that's your pick? Or do you kind of see this like Amarim, where sometimes the takedown attempts aren't as clean? She tries to power her way down. And Carnelosi's a strong. Have you seen her photo? She's a strong girl. She's like into bodybuilding. She's very thick. So if she's unable to muscle those takedowns and go into the second and third round, she gets tagged or she gets hit, and Carnelosi starts taking over. So I'm gonna side with Alencar because of Carnelosi's poor takedown defense, but I'm not gonna ignore her striking power, right? Like her striking over Talita. So I'm gonna pick Alencar, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way.
This is a very intriguing fight, champ. I'm actually just making the base notes because I think we're gonna upload this time to YouTube too, just so we can get traction. But that's not the point. The point is, I don't like Talita's conditioning. I think with Vanessa, she was able to Vanessa is I think she's cut. I don't think it's confirmed she's cut, but Vanessa has big deficiencies on the ground.
Hmm.
She's really not there. Talita's striking is it's okay. It's not bad. I mean, look, the reality she had a draw with Stefan Luciano. But if you watch the fight with Luciano, you could see Luciano was the way better fighter. It was day and night better. Now you caught something. Ariana built like a tank, has more
Yeah.
power. Um, and she got what do you call it? Lupita Godinez is no joke, like in the striking department. I saw
Well,
her submission.
Lupita has improved. I'm sorry to get off topic, but she has improved in her striking.
Oh, Lupita's like second
Yeah.
nature, right? Like, Lupita's so good now. But the fight against Istel Nunes, a one FC fighter, if I'm not mistaken, coming from one FC. Na Liang, it was very interesting. Like if you that was 4 years ago, right? But it's good to go back and to watch the
Yeah.
fighters. Nan Liang was just pressing forward and would just go for the takedown. That's why you look at the odds and you're saying, okay, well, if Nan Liang was able to take her down, Talita, but then Talita gasses out. That's my only issue with this. Talita has a gas issue unless she's corrected it. I want to see what they look like in the weigh-ins. I am not betting in this fight, predicted bets, but I will look at the odds for the live betting because I feel that Ariane is able to kind of, if she's able to, you know, stuff those takedowns, is going to be a long night. And champ, I think she does stuff the takedown.
Not stuff them, but on the feet she will have when the fight, the round starts, she's gonna have that success.
Yeah, she's very like Andrade. She's like very like forward punching, blitzing.
Yeah,
And
but
the
I
thing
agree.
is,
I think this is a good spot for live betting. You kind of make your read in that first round to kind of gauge, like, okay, where does this fight gonna go? Is one or the other gonna be able to sustain this pace? But I agree. I think live betting is good for this fight. But you're gonna pick Carnelosi?
I'm picking Carnelosi on this one.
Right on. We're on opposing ends. You're picking Carnelosi. I'm picking Alan Carr to kick off the night. We'll move on to our next bout, which is a banger of a fight. We have Phil Rowe, Philly Fresh, taking on the Korean Tyson, Saquon Ko. What do we know about Rowe? He's a rangy striker. He can maintain distance and pick you apart from the outside, right? He has a solid ground game. He has poor striking defense. He likes to get hit. He's a dog. Last time out against Angie Lusa, he was losing those first two rounds, and then coming to the third round, boom, he knocked him out, right? Boom, he got the W. Because he sensed that Angie Lusa was getting tired. He was winging his punches. His technique was fading, right? And Angie Lusa is a muscular guy, so Phil Rowe's got that dog in him. And you look at his fights before that: Jake Matthews, he lost via unanimous decision. Neil Magny via split decision. And then against Nico Price, similar to the Ange Lusa fight, he was getting beat, he was getting run down, and out of nowhere, boom, he knocks him out, gets the dub. So Philly Fresh Phil Rowe is a dog, man. Like I won't count him out. He's always in there. He just starts off slow and he gets hit, which is my concern. He's going against Saquon Ko, who's a versatile fighter with a balanced approach. He blends striking and grappling. His striking is technically sound but less aggressive, I would say, than Rowe. He's kind of like, his footwork isn't the best. He does operate when he has space. He doesn't really crash the pocket as much. He does have some finishes on his record. And against Obon Elliott last time out, everybody, I think including us, picked Elliott because we thought he was going to come in with a grapple-heavy game plan. We thought he was going to take him down, suppress the striking. And what ended up happening? He ended up utilizing the grappling himself. He ended up securing 6 takedowns. He ended up controlling Obon on the ground and on the feet. And I think if he's smart enough, he's going to know to take down Rowe as well, right? His grappling is good on the ground. His takedown defense is not the best. It's okay. But I think he's going to incorporate that game plan as well, kind of get his jab going on the outside, not let Rowe utilize his range, not let Rowe get into his flow, and then secure some takedowns, fight a smart game plan. I'm going to go with Ko here to get it done, get a decision.
100%. I won't and again, I'm a casual better. Like I'm not, professional better. So important. I kind of stipulate that.
Yeah, we're casual.
We have a lot of fun, kind of. Yeah. But no, I am casual, 100%. But I'll say this, bro. When I looked at the fight with Phil Rowe against Neil Magny, against Jake Matthews, I did see at some point some close fights. Now, I'm not discounting him, right? Like the thing is, I'm looking at these odds right now. what are they sitting on? They're sitting at around. He's a plus 164. Like it looks like this guy is drop. Well, it's increasing a little bit now. I think Rowe has the capacity to kind of catch him with that length. So if you watch the Korean Tyson, his
Yeah.
debut fight against Igor Cavalcanti,
Yeah.
Cavalcanti, Rowe has more reach, but it's at similar as it's gonna get. And the way that Rowe kind of plays it, he'll drop his hands, has kind of like a karate style, but he's able to kind of go in and out, and his defense is pretty good. Like I said, Cavalcanti has less reach than Phil Rowe,
Hmm.
has better cardio. Now with Phil Rowe, if he's able to kind of connect you, and it could be a different tale. I just like I'm gonna go with KO here. But like I am not betting. I'm going to see how for example if KO takes him down, how's he able to kind of pressure him.
Yeah.
KO doesn't get tired. I feel that he's faced the tougher, like he's faced very top opposition. He's that guy that's like, okay, well let's put KO here against this Cavalcanti, and
Yeah.
bro, he put it on that boy. It was insane. And more than anything, I just like how well he managed the distance.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with KO here. I'm gonna look at the live bets, see how it reflects. But I don't see KO getting tired. I could see him
Yeah.
potentially getting clipped, but
That's
not
what
getting.
happened. That's what happened with Lusa. He got tired, and then Phil Rowe's a dog. He has that dog in him, right? Like that third round, he picked it up. And remember, like in that fight, like in that second round, I was like, "Oh man, Lusa's getting close to finishing this cat." And you're like, "No, brother, wait, wait." And then the third round, Rowe came out, and he just put a beating on that boy. So,
But one thing to highlight
uh-huh.
was that he knocked him out, but there was a mouth guard from Angelusa that was on the ground,
Yeah,
right?
flew off.
So I went to watch the fight, and it's on the ground, and you're more
I forgot about
susceptible.
that. I remember I
Yeah,
was mad about. Remember I was mad
you're
about
mad
that.
about.
I think I was hot about it. Yeah, I was
Well,
hot about
and
it.
also the thing is if somebody's having their way with you, you can't
Yeah,
really stop the momentum of the fight because then it's like
yeah.
he's gonna so you have to kind of let it on. I'm just concerned for his teeth more than anything, bro.
Yeah,
You know how
I
much
think Rowe's
dental
gonna.
work.
I think yeah, I agree with you. I'm most concerned with the fighters' teeth and shit. But
Yeah,
anyways,
and
go
sorry,
ahead.
very quick. The reach is there, but then the leg reach 44 inches versus 37 inches. So let's see like I said, like Cavalcante showed he KO did a very good performance against Cavalcanti. I want to see how he performs against Rowe now. We get to see a
Yeah,
larger reach and a better kind of like opponent now.
yeah, and I think Rowe's gonna be a lot of people's dogs this week, and I agree he's a good dog to bet on. But I like Ko. I was impressed. Like if I'm going based on like their overall abilities, I'm gonna pick Cole, but I'm looking at it more so from their last performances. I'm more impressed with
Yeah.
how Cole performed against Elliott and versus how Rowe performed against Lusa. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
we're both on the side of Cole here. KO, Korean Tyson. We'll see what happens, man. We'll move on to our next bout. We have Montserrat Conejo Riz taking on Alice Ardelian. Conejo Riz is looking for her first UFC win. She has lost to the likes of Amanda Lemos via KO, Jacqueline Amarim via KO, and Eduardo Mora via KO, ground and pound. Damn, she got knocked out 3 times. I didn't realize that. I thought one of them was a decision. Actually, she has one. She's beat Cheyenne Vismas. I'm sorry. She's looking
No,
for her
no,
first win in a couple years. What happened?
no. You're yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Reese is a multiple time Mexican wrestling champ, but my concern with her in this division as she faces, the tougher opposition that she climbs up is her size, right? I think she's a bit undersized at 5 feet. I think she would benefit from atomweight division, right? Like, is that atom
Yep.
weight? Yeah, I think she'd
Yep.
benefit from that. Her striking isn't the best. She likes to close the distance. She throws a little untechnical, like throws wildly, and then she looks for an opportunity to take her opponents down, right? That's pretty much her game plan. She's going up against Alice Ardelian, who does have sloppy takedowns and she's not very technical. She's very tough and durable. She can be taken down, however. And, if you look at her fights, her 3 fights in the past, like against Shauna Bannon, that was a split decision that could have gone either way. I think Alice was on short notice. And the reason why I say she tends to gas is because she was bigger in that fight. I think if I'm not mistaken, she might have missed weight and she did look tired. But in that fight, She looked good. It was a split decision. They gave it to Shauna Bannon. Next up against, Melissa Martinez. Melissa Martinez is very active on the feet. She has really good footwork. She has that Taekwondo style like her brother David. And she was able to get in there and stand with her and bang with her, not get exhausted. And then against Ryan Dos Santos, a lot of people thought that Ryan, including us, that she was gonna, pick her apart on the feet, right? She was gonna be the better striker of the two. And what did she do? She kind of brought the fight to her. She's very tough, man. And there's a lot of times in that fight where she was getting tagged in the face and she just smiles and comes forward. So she's a tough girl. I think she's gonna win this fight. I think she's gonna be bigger, man. I think the takedowns could be there for Reese, but Alice she's a bottom heavy girl, right? She got that big butt that she promotes on OnlyFans. Did you cancel your subscription out of curiosity? Because I know you had.
I was gonna tweet about it. I was doing research. And I'm like, what are we
Oh,
doing here?
what kind of research were you doing, brother?
Well, I go to the Instagram now. I go to the Instagram.
Look
I
at
wanted,
that, yeah.
and I see that, and then she has like a free version too. I didn't get to the free version, bro. I haven't
No,
signed
but
up for.
okay, so she has that bottom half. She's kind of bottom heavy, right? So I think as the fight goes on, it's going to be harder to take down somebody who's as big, who gets slippery. You get sweaty, and Alice Hartley. And so I'm going to go with Alice. I don't like these odds, minus 420, plus 310. I'm going to pick Alice. I'm going to stay away from this fight. I'm going to let you do your thing with the live betting. Who are you going to go with and why?
So listen, I already locked the bet on Conejo. I think Conejo takes this. Hear me out.
You think Bunny Rabbit takes it?
Conejo, bro. It's no Bunny Rabbit. No Bunny
That's
Rabbit.
what Conejo means. Go ahead.
Conejo. I know it means that, but like you can't say Bunny Rabbit to a Mexican girl, bro. You're gonna get upset. Conejo is training with Alexa Grasso and company. Your goat Diego Lopez. So she's kind of training.
Listen, brother. Sean Strickland trains with Alex Pereira, brother.
Hey, but John is number
That's my favorite one to tell you. I always throw that one at you. Go ahead. Go.
Sure, relax. But let me kind of do a quick breakdown.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like Alice Ardelia. I saw the Shauna Bannon fight. Like those takedowns that she landed, it just made me realize how bad Shauna Bannon is. Like it was very horrible to watch. I'll be honest with you. But the fact that she was holding the cage, she wanted to brawl, like. Yeah, it was just weird. Melissa Martinez was a more competitive fight.
Yeah.
Dos Santos, it was a dog. Now we step into Conejo. One of the things that you watch these three losses in comparison to Cheyenne is that the opposition was significantly bigger. Now, we were talking about before the show how, she's bigger. Not bigger than Eduardo Mora is a tower. Like, when I saw that fight, like Eduardo Mora now is a flyweight, by the way. Jacqueline Amorin, a tower of an animal. So these three fight, and also Lemos is like top 5 too. So she got dealt a very hard card. And this knockout, the striking Lemo just had more reach. Like if we actually go, so this is what I was look at the odds. So check it out. When you say bigger, right? 5'3" to 5'0", that's not that much compared to 6'1", 6'2". Now, when I go here and I say, okay, well, let's check out the Lemos fight, right?
Lemos is tall. Lemos is like 5'7", I think.
Oh, but wait till you see this reach, bro. This reach is disgusting. 65, 61, 5'4". Like, this is bigger. Like, this is to me like...
that's longer. When I mean bigger, I mean like when Alice Ardelian fills up and rehydrates, she's a bigger... She's not she's probably regaining like 10, 15, 20 pounds.
Look at this.
Look at this.
But this is what I'm telling you. Like, she's fought 68 reach versus 61, 5'3". Like, this. So what I'm getting at, Montserrat has fought the tougher opposition and the bigger fighter. So going into this fight, bro, like, this girl is not as big as her last 3 losses. And that's just fact. Let's see how big.
She's not as longer. She's the same height as Amarim. She's not as longer, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, similar to the other girl we just saw.
Yeah,
Amarim, 67 versus 61, and that's what I was kind of stipulating. Now we go to Arlise, and it's not as bad as these other girls. I do like the takedown. I like. This is actually a closer fight than many people expect. The odds are very disrespectful, but hey, this is what happens when she's been out for close to 2 years. What are we gonna get? Right? That's the big question. Now I put a parlay, little $10. I'm not a DJ like these other cats. Like I had a guy question, bro, like I bet $5 at a time sometimes when I'm not as confident. I did parlay Montserrat with a KO from Dante at the first round for plus 600 for the win. I think Montserrat takes it. I think she will do enough to beat Alice. I don't know where Alice's head at when it comes to focus. I saw the Instagram video. She's sharpening her tools with Shitty and Ikujani. You know Shitty, right? The Muay Thai guy.
Yeah, Chitty and Jukwani, yeah.
Yeah, but where is she at when it comes to this? Like, you're making money, showing your beep. Okay, bro. Like, you want to become champion? Like, we're gonna find out in this fight. Um,
None of
I am
none of these girls are gonna become champion, bro. I'll tell you that.
no, but you could get
But bro,
better.
you know what the UFC pays. If you gotta do a side hustle, you gotta do side hustle. My boy Cal Barala was doing OnlyFans. What are we talking about, bro? He's top five.
I'll do it.
He's top five.
I'm just getting at that the reach is not that much.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
she's seen worse reach.
I know you, and you're a little inconsistent with the reach because sometimes you pick people based on reach, and sometimes you ignore the reach. Sometimes you pick against them on the reach. So I don't know.
Because this girl,
I'm hearing you, but I'm not listening, brother. I'm
no,
not listening.
because this girl has good takedown. Like this girl is like a legit. Like I've seen take like go all her opponents, take them down, do something. But the bigger girls is that's where she struggles a little bit, right? So I would say this: if you really want to picking Montserrat,
Mhm.
wait for the ceremonial weigh-ins. Wait for to see the how big they both get. That'll give you an
Yeah,
indication.
I just think she's gonna be bigger, like just a thick girl, and it's gonna be a little more difficult for her. But
Let's
we'll
see.
move on. We're both on opposing ends. We'll move on to speaking of thick girls, speaking of big girls, we got Norma Dumont, man. Oof, Norma. Take a minute to let's take a minute to appreciate Norma. Can you pull up her Instagram, bro? Can we see what she's up to, what she's training, how she's doing?
Oh, let's go. Let's go, Chad.
All
Let's
right,
go.
all right, sorry, I apologize. We have
Great.
Norma Dumont, the immortal, taking on Ketlin Vieira, phenomenal. Vieira is a well-rounded fighter with a strong grappling base, right? She has the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo background, right? She has a black belt and good submission skills. Last time out against Macy Chiason, she beat her via unanimous decision, but that was at a catch weight. I think that was at 145 pounds, right? I think Macy missed weight, if I'm not mistaken, or they both agreed to fight at 145. And then prior to that, she lost to Kayla Harrison via unanimous decision, which was a title eliminator, right? That fight ended up giving Kayla Harrison the opportunity to challenge for the title. She became the champ. So, you know, Ketlin is up there. She's in the top 5, right? Um, she's going up against Norma Dumont, who has solid takedowns, defense and offense, and is a solid technical striker. She can also secure takedowns if she chooses to. Her counter striking last time out against what's her name, Irene Aldana in UFC Noche last year
Beautiful.
was beautiful. She had the like. Remember going into that fight, I was like, man, what's her name? Aldana should be the better striker in this fight, right? Going into that fight, and then in that fight, for me, what stood out was that her counter striking and her footwork looked real good in that fight, right? She improved drastically in that fight. So yeah. So I think Dumont here is going to be the pick. I think we're going to see a situation where Dumont's jabbing her on the outside. She's moving around, utilizing that footwork. And if she feels she's not having success, she's going to be able to push Vieira against the fence, get some takedowns. It's going to be not the most exciting fight, but I think Norma Dumont's going to showcase that, she's going to keep this win streak rolling, and then, hopefully challenge for a title soon, man.
Well, she should be the next in line after Amanda. So
And I think Aileen Perez, I'm sorry, this is rant, but Aileen Perez, she's in the top 10 now. She's number 7. But I think she just had surgery or she's recovering from an injury, but she's also like vying for a title shot. So I think once she recovers, she's gonna get a top 5. So I could see her and Norma battling
or
it
give her
out.
Vieira. Or give her Vieira on our way back.
Give her Vieira. But yeah, I wanted to point. I think Pereira's gonna be probably next to challenge Norma, right? Because Kayla's probably gonna fight Amanda Nunes, who's returning, right? I think Rocky, what's her name? Not Rocky. What's her name?
Pennington.
Pennington is out, right? She's out.
I don't think
And
she
then
fights it. I don't think she
I don't know who Julia Pena's gonna fight because Julia Pena doesn't fight as active, as much as she should. So do they give her Dumont next? Who do they give her next, right? So
I don't think Pennington is gonna. It's like Usman. He's gonna wait for the champion, or he's
Yeah,
gonna sit out. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think Juliana Pena would ever fight again for like a
just a random
100.
fight, like a random main event.
I don't
She
think
might
so.
do a. You think she'll do a co-main on a fight night, or she's gonna wait for?
Yeah, but it has to be against the right opposition, and it has to come with a guarantee. It has to with a guarantee of a
Yeah,
title shot. I don't think they're gonna just give her that. But I like
yeah,
Roman Durman in this fight, bro. I think you know she started at featherweight. She's made very significant changes. Like, look, even like she lost to Macy Chiasson. Um, back this was at featherweight, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, because Aspen Ladd was
yeah,
at featherweight. Aspen Ladd was at feather. Yeah,
yeah.
was this at featherweight? Let me check. Wait a minute. Now you piqued my curiosity. One momento, please. Yeah, I was right. 145.
Told you, bro.
Yeah, I called it too. What are you talking about? She's been in the UFC for a while, man. Like this girl. Like the only reason why she was here was because of that 145-pound division. They were
Hmm.
building it up because of
And
Cyborg and
they got rid of it, huh?
bro. There's no fighters. There's no girls. That's why, like, when these girls fight at 155 in PFL, which Larissa Pacheco is coming back to the UFC, I bet. So,
You think so?
uh, no, yeah, she said she's still Dana. Let's work something out now. Dana wants that. And also, that's the only girl that um, Harrison has lost to. But let's go back into these girls. She's looked phenomenal. Like man, like that Jermaine fight. She kind of like just took that decision. The Irene Aldana fight, bro, and I had money on Durman. Also, that was a shit card for betting, by the way. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, that was a bad card. Yeah.
That was a horrible card. I just think she's just a better fighter here, and I have her in a parlay with Dante Johnson. So I think
Damn, you
that's
like
pretty
Dante
cool.
Johnson, huh? There
Yep,
you go.
I like Dante, bro. Dante like gets me excited tonight, bro. Oof.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa. With that being said, brother, Kaylin has good grappling, but also sort of Nurmont Dermont. Like it's one of those things where I I think Nurmont has shown at 135 she's just well like up here. I think Caitlin Vieira should have fought for the title, but then who beat her? Boom. Raquel Pennington. Raquel
Hmm.
Pennington went to fight for the title against Natalia Silva. Then she gets to this fight here with Kayla Harrison, and no, I'm not going to sum it up. I think she loses. Basically, that's what I think. Grappling, Dermont takes it. I think also striking, Dermont take it. I can see where Vieira could pose a jiu-jitsu thing on the ground with Dermont, but I see Dermont keep it on the ground, champ.
I agree. Keeping it on the ground or on the feet?
On the feet, sorry.
On the feet. Okay. So we're both going with Norma Dumont to get it done. We'll move on to our next fight. We have Dante Johnson coming down from heavyweight all the way down to middleweight. He has had fights at light heavyweight, at heavyweight, and at middleweight. But when you look at him in the contender series, he did fight at heavyweight, but he was a small heavyweight. He was like 205, I think, or 209 pounds. So him making this weight cut was a concern for you early on, right? And I showed you his Instagram pics, and you were like, "Whoa!" Like you even shared it back to me because that's how impressed you were. This guy is
He's
obviously
lean.
putting in the work. He looks super lean. He lost a ton of body fat, and he's actually still undersized at middleweight because he's only 5'8", right? Like at welterweight would probably be his ideal, I would say, but he's a powerful guy. Dante Johnson taking on Cedricus Dumas. Dumas, what do we know about Dumas? He's been in some legal troubles. They legit had to get this guy out of a dog crate because he was hiding. They were trying to find him, and he was hiding in a dog crate. He's well rounded. He's not great anywhere. He's just decent enough in all areas. He got pummeled by Michael last time out against Zachary Reese. He got nutshotted like Kevin Holland, and he couldn't continue. The fight ended. He has some pop and good grappling. Johnson, on the other end, has good striking technique. He moves really well in and out of the pocket and tends to throw with volume. He's fast, but he is, however, inexperienced, right? This will be his first official UFC fight at middleweight. So what can we expect from him? He's going to look bigger. He's going to look faster, right? He's going to be the bigger fighter, right? Because once he rehydrates and whatnot, he's going to be faster. He's going to have power. I think he's going to knock out Dumas, man. I think, we talk about what are people's intentions, right? You talked about that in the Alistar Lean fight. Like, what are these people doing? I don't think Dumas has any aspirations to have a, over 500 record, to be a champ, to go on a win streak. I think my man's just there to get paid, man. He's there to get paid. He has so much legal troubles. And then how's he training? Remember I talked about this last time. How's he paying for his training? You say after the fact, but even then though, man, with someone like that he's probably not being trusted as much, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Johnson to get it done here. He looks great.
No, we're not gonna. I'm not. I mean, look, even the reach here is a little bit sus. When you go to the actual UFC, like let me put it. When you go to actual UFC here, look at the reach. The height is 6'1" to 6'0" to 6'2". Look at the reach in the punches. Not that much. When you go with the discrepancy here, 74 to 79, 58 to 62. That's significant to me. That's I would have an issue with that. But even then, like with the issue, Dante Johnson is gonna press forward and is gonna look to take him down, finish him by TKO. He's gonna look into give him the god of, give him the real fucking power. And I'm concerned for Cedric Dumas that he's been knocked out before. He's been finished a couple different times.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with a guy coming down. Like, I'm afraid of a guy that's coming down from heavyweight, that knocked out a heavyweight, that has the heavyweight power. So realistically speaking, what we need to kind of address is how is he gonna come? Like, sorry, was he a light heavyweight or heavyweight?
Who?
Dante.
Dante, he fought at heavyweight in the Contender Series, but he has fought at light heavyweight, I think.
He's coming to middleweight. Okay, so that's basically 3 weight classes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's 3 weight class skip. I think I'm gonna go with Dante Johnson. Like, I mean, look, Cedric Dumas, he comes out and starts jabbing and being explosive, high knees, or maybe he could time him. But like, I have a hard time a kid this motivated. And champ, he took the fight right away. He didn't have to do that. You got some of these Contender Series guys. Like, we're gonna see Christian that hasn't fought in over a year. Why? This guy's fighting right away. So we're gonna go with Dante Johnson. I think he's live for a KO knockout in the first round.
Yeah, this is his third weight class change. So against James Ford, he knocked him out in the first round. That was at light heavyweight, and then Darian Abbey in the Contender Series, round 1, knocked him out heavyweight, and now he's coming down to middleweight. Excuse me.
Man,
yeah, he's a bad man with some knockout power. So we're gonna see how he looks, man. But so far, like, I know the big concern was the weight cut, how is it gonna affect him? But he looks good. I think he's gonna be fine.
He looks lean.
He looks lean.
He looks like
me. Oh, thanks, bro.
100%, bro. He looks like Cannonier and you resemble the same body. I have to say.
Oh, me and Cannonier. Oh, well, bro, I get Aaron Pico, Michael Chandler. Like, it's crazy, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
But yeah, he's looking lean. He's looking.
I even get Francis Ngannou sometimes, bro.
Sometimes, bro.
From the waist down.
The bottom down.
The bottom hat. Yeah, there we go. We're both going with Dante Johnson to get it done. Next up, we have a fun fight in Timmy Kawamba taking on Chang Ho Lee. Now, what do we know about Kawamba? Kawamba can wrestle if he needs to. He has solid boxing and speed. He looked good against Romero. He did struggle a bit, but then he ended up finding that knee and ultimately putting out Romero, right? Romero, we both had Romero in that fight because he looked so good against David Onama, who is in the main event. We'll talk about that later. But prior to that, he lost to Lucas Almeida via unanimous decision and Balaji Oki via split decision. Chang Ho Lee, last time out, beat Cortavius Romeus, right? I think that was Romeus' last fight in the UFC. Lee is a volume striker who looks for takedown attempts. He's a persistent shooter in the takedown. He has forward pressure. He's not the best on the ground in terms of securing the takedown and the takedown defense, but he can control you once on the ground, right? But he throws with volume and has the output to overwhelm his opponents. I think this fight is a pick-em, man. They have Kawamba as the favorite, right? Is he still the favorite?
Yep.
He's still the favorite, man.
It's a hard fight, yeah?
It's a hard fight, man, because do you trust Lee to take Kawamba down or secure those takedowns and stand on the feet with him and control him? Or do you think Kawamba's, striking speed and his boxing is way more technical? He's going to be able to look light years ahead of Lee, right? That's kind of where I'm at, right? Because Kawamba can wrestle too. He can wrestle too, but I think I'm going to give the edge to Kawamba, man. I like his speed and I like his boxing technique. I remember in the Cortavius fight, there was times on the ground where, you know, Romeus did have advantages against Lee, right? And Lee, he
Mm,
was able to get out. He was able to scramble, get out of it, but he didn't look too comfortable in certain positions. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Kwamba, man. I think Kwamba gets it done here.
I gotta disagree. I'm gonna go with Lee, and like I didn't see him up to here until the. I think Lee is like when I saw Lee in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get shit for this, but it's like a Korean version of Habib, kind of like bro. The way he pressured him, got him. Are we seeing different fights? Is
Are
this
you,
a
st-
different fight?
you saw Khabib when you saw this man?
I saw the pressure grappling, get on his face, smother
Yeah.
him. Correus gets up, he does it again and again, bro. He didn't give a fuck. I think he does that to Kwamba. I think, and you're getting this cat at dog money. Um, I'm probably gonna do a little bit more research, and then I'm probably gonna stack a money line bet because I really think that I don't think Kwamba's as good to with this takedown. This kid has very good takedown. Sorry, very good takedowns.
Let me look at something real quick.
Yeah.
Because if I remember, yeah, the thing too that you're not talking about is the height difference, right? Against Romeus, he was 5'4", so he was giving up 5 inches, or yeah, he was giving up 4 to 5 inches of height, which made the takedowns a lot easier for Lee, right? Because he's the bigger guy, and he's giving up reach and height, not too much height up
Not
against
that much.
Kawamba here. So
To be
yeah, so
honest,
I wanted to point that out that Romeus was the smaller guy in that fight, which was much more difficult for him.
and he didn't make weight. I think
Yeah, I
Romeus didn't
don't
make
think he made. We know.
weight either. So it was that thing of like how gas was he? Because we were expecting Romeus to take this guy out, but when I saw my man coming in, putting his head down, getting his face,
I want to see a stat. I want to see a stat of fighters who miss weight and win, like what the percentages is. Like, what's the win rate of people who miss weight? You get me? Because
depends, right? Sometimes it tilts. Sometimes
Delgado missed weight and lost, right? Macy Chiasan missed weight last time and lost. Who else has missed weight in recent times that has came in and lost? Uh,
it's a lot
I
of
think the
fighters,
most recent one that missed weight and won was Esteban. Remember Esteban came like 10 pounds heavier or whatever, and he beat.
and he looks slow. He slowed down a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
slowed down. But anyways, next up we have Kevin Christian taking on Billy Elakana. Billy Elakana. He's only 30 years old, man. I thought he was, damn. I thought I thought this dude was older. Billy Elakana lost his UFC debut to Bogdan Guskov via submission, and then in his next fight against Ibo Aslan, he won via unanimous decision. Where a lot of us, including myself, I think you picked Ibo as well, right? Thought that the Turkish power, was going to be a lot to
I had
beat
a
Ibo.
live bet on Elikana.
Oh, but you picked Ibo, right?
I picked
Fuck
him
the
at
live
first,
bet. You
but the
picked
live
Ibo,
bet.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elakana, he utilizes his length well and maintains range, doesn't push forward. He keeps it at range and allows you to dictate the pace until he gets his read and then moves forward. His striking is good, right? He's kind of like one of those guys that likes to utilize his jab and footwork and kind of point strike in that regard. And then once he feels comfortable, he gets in his reads. He'll start to mix it up a little bit. He's going up against Kevin Christian, who is 6'7". He is making his UFC debut. He's coming off that Contender Series win against Francesco Mazzeo, which was not a good fight. If you watched that fight, right? He doesn't utilize the range well. He doesn't have the best technical striking. He's busy on the ground and can't chase submissions if it gets there. His takedown offense isn't the best, meaning that he can't secure takedowns. He doesn't find good entry points. He doesn't set them up right. I'm gonna go with Elakana here. I think Elakana is gonna utilize the striking, right? He's gonna be able to point strike his way to a win and stay out of the clinch or any potential or away from the fence. Any opportunity for Kevin to utilize his size to take him down, Elakana is gonna evade that. So I'm gonna go with Elakana.
I don't. The only issue there's not that much information on Kevin Christian. Like
Yeah,
we got the Contender Series. If you watch his fight against Miguel Porto, like it was a brawl fest. Like and the thing is, this Kevin Christian is a black belt on the ground,
yeah.
and he knows how to use it, bro. This guy's nasty on the ground. Like he knows how to flip. Will take you down. Will reverse shots. I'm just concerned about the speed advantage. You feel me? Like, he's not as quick. Now, Elikana hasn't really shown me anything. Like, no, he did fight a very tough fighter. You know, it's crazy. I thought Elikana was contender series, but Bogdan has shown that like he's fighting now John Bahovic next. But the fight with Ito Aslan, I really think it's one of these things that like Ito froze. I'm gonna be. I
Ebo
didn't
hasn't
like.
been good ever since 308. He hasn't been.
Yeah, the
He hasn't been
knockout, right?
himself.
Who knocked him out? Who knocked this guy out? Um,
Who,
the Hulk, the guy that plays the Hulk, knocked him out.
No,
Uh,
Evo lost. Evo lost. Who did he lose to last? He got submitted by
the Green Hulk. Yeah,
yeah, by Kutalava.
yeah. So after that, he hasn't been the same fighter. I
Yeah.
feel, but I don't know, man. Like this is I like Billy like kind of smoothness, but you're dealing with like I don't know, man. This fight is really a pick 'em, to be honest with you. I look at the odds and Billy's sitting at a minus 265. So Billy's supposed to come in and whoop this guy's ass. My only concern is Kevin's cardio. Now, this is the other thing, bro. He hasn't been active for a year and a month. Why? Has he been
Yeah.
training? Has he been looking for a little bit more? Sometimes these contender series guys, they're not the same fighter they are in their first fight. Um, I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna go with Christian. I don't know if I bet. I'm gonna probably stay away. I am enticing at a plus 215, but like I said, like I don't like what I saw from Billy. I don't like what I saw from Christian. I want to see the cardio, but let's see what happens.
Right on. We're both on Billy. Let's move on here to Alan Nascimento taking on Cody Durden. Durden is coming in on short notice. Alan Nascimento was originally supposed to fight Estevam. I forget his first name. What's his first name?
We'll look at it right now. Ayan Nacimiento, Alan.
No, that's not him. Rafael. So Alan Nascimento was supposed to fight Rafael Estevam. Estevam
Oh,
pulled
Esteban.
out.
Got it.
Uh,
Sorry.
in comes in Cody Durden. Durden is well rounded. He's primarily a wrestler who applies the pressure and has good takedowns. He doesn't necessarily have the control, though. You know, we have seen him in the past struggle against the likes of Joshua Van, Jose Ochoa. He got knocked out. He has okay boxing, good striking. Nacimiento, he's tall, long, rangy. He's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy who doesn't have the best takedowns, but once on the ground, he's extremely dangerous. He's coming off that win to Rafael Filho, where, it was after the fact that Filho said he was compromised. He got bit by the spider, right? He wasn't at 100%, but that was a fun fight. He got his back a couple of times. He took him down a couple of times, controlled him on the ground. He beat Carlos Hernandez via submission, rear naked choke, and Jay Cadley via unanimous decision, who's no longer with the UFC. I think Nacimiento's striking is the lesser of the two. I think Cody Durden has the better striking technique, and Nacimiento is going to be the better individual on the ground if it gets to the ground. But I trust Nacimiento here. I'm going to pick Nacimiento to get it done. Coming in on
And
short
that's
notice, we could
yeah.
see a situation where Durden, coming in on short notice, is going to go for broke, right, and try to blitz him early on, right, and try to get him out of there. But I think Nacimiento is gonna fight a smart fight.
His
He'll be fine.
so my issue with Cody Durden, his only win is against Matt Chanel, and we both saw that fight. We saw that Chanel stepped up in competition.
Yeah.
In addition to that, Chanel won the first round, and then Chanel made a very bad mistake when I don't remember when it was kind of coming out, like coming down from the ground, but it
Mhm.
was it was a choke that was on the ground. Like that she should have never been that. And then he took his glove. It looks like he's been inconsistent. He's taking this fight on a couple weeks' notice only. I'm gonna go with
Mhm.
Ayan Nascimento. I'm not gonna say that much. I think this kid is good. The other issue is when they dropped this was at a minus 125 to a plus 100. It's right now sitting at a minus 270. So you could see that they put heavy money on Nacimiento.
Yeah, I think Nacimiento gets it done, man. He had the full fight camp. I think he's gonna, and he was training for Esteban, right? And Esteban's no joke. So we're both going with Nacimiento. We'll move on here to Charles Radke, Chuck Buffalo taking on Daniel Frunza Tigano. Both these guys got knocked out last time out. We'll start with Daniel Frunza. On the Contender Series, he had a um, KO victory against Vadim Kutsi. He did get dropped early on in that fight. He came back and got the KO. Up against Reese McKee, he got dropped 4 times prior to the doctor stepping in and ending the fight. against Reese McKee. That was 6 months ago. Charles Radke, I picked him against Mike Malott. Mike Malott came out, hit him with that left hook, dropped him, and then with the ground and pound. And then prior to that, he beat Matthew Semmelsberger via KO, and then he lost to Carlos Prates via KO TKO. And that's Carlos Prates. It's a bad man. That's Carlos Prates looking to get into the top 5, right?
Mhm.
Charles Radke trains with Bilal Muhammad. He has good striking. He's powerful. He's aggressive with the forward pressure. He also has the wrestling upside in this fight. He has that background. He has solid jiu-jitsu, solid wrestling, solid grappling offense, defense, and control on the ground. He doesn't use it as much because he kind of fell in love with that that left hook he had against Gilbert Urbina. He kind of fell in love with the striking, right? He kind of steered away from the wrestling as much, but he does have it in his back pocket, and he is a really good grappler. Um, he has that jiu-jitsu base. Frunza, he has power. He typically is losing fights until he finds the shot right, as I mentioned against Kutsi. And then against Reese McKee, he got dropped 4 times. He has heavy hands and an aggressive pace. I think Radke here, man, he's the better fighter overall. My only concern is if Radke comes in too aggressive and gets caught with something. But I think Radke is going to get it done here, man. He's fought the tougher competition. He has the wrestling upside. He has the grappling edge. He can strength. Daniel does get hit. He does get dropped. So I'm going to go with Radke here to get it done. Chuck Buffalo, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chuck. Chuck Buffalo takes this fight. I mean, and there's anything to learn about his last fight that was 5 months ago is patience, right? Like you dealt with the counter striker as Mike
Yeah.
Malott. Mike Malott was coming from a loss, if I'm not mistaken, to Neil Magny, and he didn't respect distance and leaning, and Malott caught him, right? Like it's just that thing where you got to put some respect. Um, yeah, man, that like bro knocked him down like 4 times. That was rough, man. Remember, also that was McGee's like, hey guy,
And
if
he
you
was an
don't,
underdog. Remember that? We had him as an
we both
underdog.
picked them. We both picked them as
McKee,
underdog.
yeah, we had him as an underdog. Oh, let me do this instead. Hold on.
There it is. The one
Pointing at you. I'm pointing at you. I'm pointing at
I am dead.
you.
I think Rocky takes this. Like for me, this is a live bet fight. It might, like I said, like even again last week, I was like Mackenzie Dern's gonna win, but I don't feel comfortable in betting because I want better odds. I
You
do
said she
want
was
better
gonna,
odds.
you said she was gonna submit her. Remember that?
No, but I would like
You were
the
confident. You
live
were
bet.
confident.
No, 100%. I thought she was going to submit her because
Yeah.
she has the capability.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then going into like at minus 130, I was like, I'm looking at this fight the same way. I'll take this to live betting. I want to see how Chuck Buffalo looks, how this other guy looks. I want to see
I
because
like Chuck Buffalo, man. Yeah.
Rocky's going to come in explosive. And like I said, like, what does he look like in the second round? You said he's been training with Bilal,
He trains with Bilal Muhammad.
right?
He has a really good grappling base and good jiu-jitsu. He just doesn't use it as much, bro. But he's good on the ground, bro. His wrestling is good. He just fell in love with the striking because he got that knockout, that left hook.
The Rocky is.
He's like
Go with
Hamdi,
Rocky.
bro. He's like Hamdi, bro. He fell
Oh,
in love
yeah,
with the strike. He fell in
yeah,
love with the striking, bro.
easy, bro.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think that like I mentioned, my big concern is if he comes out too aggressive and Frunza is able to find the chin. But I think he's gonna be fine here. He has the more tools. He's the better fighter. He's fought tougher competition. We'll move on here to the Midwest Chapa. He's back. Isaac Dolgarian taking on Yader del Valle. Let me ask you a question, bro. What is the relationship between Dominicans and Cubans?
Well, I don't. Good you say that. I mean, this was on script. So
I'm giving it to you.
Spanish
I'm passing you the
a
rug,
little
dude.
bit
Let me know
different,
what's
bro.
your relationship.
Well, the only difference is when Dominicans decide to swim to America, we get deported back. Cubans, they get welcome. Hey guys, welcome. Here's your citizenship. That's
Yeah.
the only difference.
That's the only difference. All right, all right. So we got the take from a real life Dominican. Yader del Valle, this is his second fight in the UFC. His first fight in the Contender Series, he beat Antonio Montero via unanimous decision. He then subbed Connor Matthews with the rear naked choke. Connor Matthews isn't that good in my opinion, right? He's going up against Isaac Dolgarian, who had a controversial split decision against Christian Rodriguez, where he lost. He was winning that. He won that fight, bro. He was a -2 or -1200, I think, or 2000, and then he ended up losing via split decision, which was a horrific call. Francis Marshall, he beat via KO TKO, and we know how good Francis Marshall is, right? He's at 18 AT&T.
AT&T.
ATT. I'm sorry.
Catch you. It's okay. ATT.
ATT. Yeah, I don't know why I caught myself too. I was about to correct myself, right?
Okay,
And
you
then
got it.
last time out, he submitted Brendan Marotte via submission arm triangle, right? Bulgarian is an all-American wrestler. He looks to take you down and control you, right? His striking is usually used to set up his takedowns, but that's his game plan. He's a very solid grappler with good control. And in that Christian Rodriguez fight, he did get gassed a little bit, but it wasn't too much. And I think with this year layoff, he's said on Instagram that he's been working on some things, right? So I hope that it's one of those things is his cardio. My concern here is that if the things he's worked on is his striking, if he comes in trying to strike and not grapple as much, to not be boring, right? Because that's boring in a lot of the fans' eyes, right? Is the grappling and not mixing in the striking. But I think he's going to be okay here. Del Valle is well rounded. He has a good skill set. He's athletic, has strong cardio. He recently submitted Connor Matthews, as I mentioned, and he's good both in the striking and grappling. He has a knack for controlling the pace and mixing in the takedowns if need be. I think this guy's going to have a lot of confidence. He's going to try to go to the ground with Bulgarian. I think it's going to be a problem. I'm going to go with Bulgarian here, man. I like Bulgarian. I like his wrestling, I like his grappling. So it's a no-brainer for me,
Which,
Bulgarian.
yeah, and I mean, fuck. You know what's crazy? I forgot about this dude, and when I started watching the fights, I'm
You
like,
forgot about Bulgarian?
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, this
dude's
guy.
bad. He's been gone for like a year, bro. That's why I'm happy to see him fight again.
Well, and that's the thing. How is he going to come back with like? But if it just feels like he's a guy that he just wants to grapple. Like he's there. He's
Yeah.
like, it's like these specialists that come in. It's like I'm so good on the ground. Like you're gonna. This is the guy that you would put in a jiu-jitsu tournament, and you're like, this guy's gonna fade all these guys.
Yeah.
The issue was that the prospect killer, gave him his first split decision loss, and it was a close when you watch the fight. But you understand why it was because he got tired, and so Christian started kind of pounding. But the thing is, like he's insane in the first round. So I put a like I think this guy's a live dog at a plus 220.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay away from this fight. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna see how Bulgarian does on the ground. Like I really want because that's the thing about it. If you're going for the live bet, if Isaac is not able to take Dovaya down, Dovaya, if I'm not mistaken, he trains with Derek Lewis's coach. Um, like
Derek Lewis,
he's
the grappler.
yeah, Derek Lewis the grappler.
Hey, listen, brother. Is he gonna prepare him for Bulgarian? What are we talking about here? What's going
Yeah,
on?
no,
What's going on?
I know, but this guy has
Like,
hands, and he's
yeah, I
gonna
get
bring
you.
a heavy.
I'm fucking
You
with you.
know that. I know, but
You
you
like
know
that
this.
one though, huh?
I love it. Well, because he is a grappler, right? Let's face it. Like he comes in, he says, "Boys, here's that skill, Kevin. So what do you think he's gonna bang with you? Banging? I'm gonna wrestle this guy. What do you mean, Derek? What do you mean you're gonna wrestle him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the boring stuff, my boy.
So
I'm
so
always
you're gonna
funny.
go with Bulgarian, or you're not gonna bet? I think a good prop would be the takedown prop. I mean, I don't know if you could live bet takedown props. Do they allow you to live bet takedown props? I
I
haven't. I
talked
don't. I
about
don't
that.
do as
Yeah.
much of the live betting as you. They
I
let you?
talked to well, you could catch it before, but I want to see how much what's the odds because like if it's two takedowns, I'll take it. But if you're telling me 4.5, I'm probably not gonna take a 4.5 over or under. Like it's a little bit too under I would take it. I want to see what it comes down to. I just think Dovaya has something for that ass. There
Oh,
might be a
damn.
possibility. Yeah, I know, right? Like bro, Dovaya is tough, strong, durable. But like I said, let's see if he could um how he does with the takedown. Let's see.
Right on. We're both with Bulgarian to get it done. We'll move on here to our next fight. We have Jeremiah Wells, 39-year-old Jeremiah Wells, taking on Themba Garimbo, 34 years of age. Themba Garimbo went through what Tom Aspinall is going through right now, man. He lost to Vicente Luque, right? He got dropped and then he got submitted, and everybody turned on him, bro. Everybody was on him. He's a fraud. He sucks, all this. Man, I think Temba Garimbo's in a position here to win, to get back in the win column, man. Look at his fights prior, dude. He beat Nico Price via unanimous decision, Ramiz Brahimaj via unanimous decision. How good is Ramiz Brahimaj? Pete Rodriguez, and then Takashi Sato. And then you got my guy, Jeremiah Wells, went to a split decision with Max Griffin. Max Griffin
I
went
agree with you,
lost
bro. Like,
lost to
as
Carlston Harris via submission. No, I'm just okay.
it's
I thought you were I
tough.
don't know sometimes with you, bro. You kind of trip me out sometimes. I don't know. Wells, he's well rounded. He's got decent pop behind his strikes. He has solid wrestling and nice entries and takedowns. He's a black belt and could chase submissions. He's coming off of 2 losses, as I mentioned, one to Max Griffin via split decision and one to Charlton Harris via submission. Temba Greenbow is a counter striker who utilizes his range well. He has solid takedown defense and offense. Is coming off a loss to Vicente Luque via anaconda choke where he was dropped and then put into that choke. I'm gonna go with Temba Greenbow here, man. His defense is good enough in the takedowns, and his counter striking is really well. He's gonna utilize that range. I think he could get a finish here. I'm gonna go with Garimbo to get back in the W column. And he also, I want to show you this before you go. Let
before
me
I go.
I mean,
That's
before
crazy.
you talk, before you talk, before you talk.
Yeah, show me. What are you gonna
Look at
show
this,
me?
bro. Look at this, bro. Tema Grimbo said this.
25 losing. He can have done 25 losing streak, 25 winning streak. I don't give a shit, honestly. I don't care. Because if I look at him too much, who am I? You know what I'm saying? I have my business to do. He has got his business to do. I don't give a shit about what he does.
Bad
Sorry to
man.
swear, but I'm not sorry either. Um, he will fight his fight. I'll fight my fight. We'll see. I say to you, he's a good fighter. I respect him. I'm here to do my job. I don't give a shit what circumstances under, bro. He's got a family. I've got a family. I've got kids to feed at home.
Damn,
More
bro.
important than his. If I have to
He
tell
said I need that win bonus.
He said my kids are more important than his kids. If I gotta get
That's
that bonus, I'm
crazy.
gonna get that bonus. Listen, his mindset, he's gonna come in for the kill, bro. I'm gonna go with Temba Garimbo. There's no discussion. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's Garimbo. Garimbo.
Yeah, I mean, look, Garimbo should take it here. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned, Wells is, I think, is dropping from. No, Well has been in the welterweight division for a while. He fought
Yeah.
Max Griffin, is a welterweight. Um, 39-year-old fighter. Garimbo's known for like the what do you call it, the Rock endorsing him. That's what he's. I think that's what he got slack. That's what he got into.
Yeah, bro. He got him an apartment, bro. He put him up in the house, bro. What are you gonna do, bro?
And then you perform like that against Vicente Luque that
That is a bad man, though, bro. He does have striking
he
power.
should be on his way out. Let's be honest, champ. Like Vicente, you actually look at what Vicente has been fighting. Like, I'm gonna say Joel Alvarez should have done more, but hey, man, it is what it is. Like, that guy's a veteran.
That fight was in Rio, right? Joe Alvarez. Was that in
Yeah, that
Rio?
was real. That was real. And they
Yeah,
stopped the
listen.
fight because of a punch, and then they continued. It was weird. It was a very strange fight. With that being said,
Sometimes, bro. I'm not saying this happens. I'm not saying it has happened, but sometimes there's gentleman agreements. Like, listen, brother, let's just make it to a decision, brother. You don't gotta do me like that, brother. Don't put me out. Just let's write out a decision.
you think so? That's funny. You're funny, eh? It's a funny
I'm
man
just
over here.
kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, look, Garimbo. If I'm the brass, I want Garimbo to win. I'll be honest with you. Jariah Wells hasn't really shown me anything. Coming down from 2 losses to Max Griffin. Max Griffin is like like super grappler, super weird orthodox fighter.
I
I'm
just
gonna go
can't
with
forget
Garimbo,
that. I
man.
can't forget that fight with Chiesa. How boring that fight was, bro.
Both those guys need to retire, bro. I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah.
you, bro. Like I hope Chiesa retires at a high. Like, please retire.
Okay, we're both going with Temba Green, but now moving on to our co-main event, which is interesting that they have this as a co-main event and not Norma and Ketlin Vieira, right? Because that fight is important for the division, right? But this is probably a more entertaining fight because it's heavyweight. Someone's probably going to go out. I don't think this fight goes to a decision, and I'll tell you why. We have Waldo Cortez Acosta taking on Ante De Lija. De Lija is coming off of his UFC debut where he beat Marcin Tybura via KO TKO. And that was a Marcin Tybura that came in at his heaviest, right? He came in at his heaviest. He blitzed him early on. He got the KO knockout. And then now he's on to facing Waldo Cortez Acosta, who is coming off that unanimous decision loss to Sergey Pavlovich at UFC Shanghai, I believe it was, right? Prior to that, he's beat the likes of Sergey Spivak, Ryan Spann, Robelis de Spain, and then Andre Arlovsky. Cortez is a striker with a boxing heavy approach. He has solid technique and decent power. He also has grappling as well. He has used grappling in the past. He was the one to figure out Robelis de Spain, right? Robelis de Spain was a big monster with the Taekwondo style that was supposed to knock out everybody. And then Waldo Cortez said, you know what, brother? Boom, let's take you down. Let's see what you got. And he had nothing for him. He has good movement. He has a good jab. He's Dominican, so he played baseball. I think, was he a professional baseball player?
Yep, for the Reds.
He was. Yeah. So, yeah, Waldo Cortez Acosta is an athlete, man, and he has good footwork. The one thing I would criticize about him is he hasn't faced like a real pressure grappler, and I've talked about that before, right? Like somebody who's gonna just pursue takedown. This guy's gonna be the guy, right? We'll see. And then is sometimes he's hesitant, right? Like he gets his jab going, but he doesn't really go for the kill, right? He kind of just falls in love with the jab. He doesn't throw as much combinations as he should. And I saw that against Sergey Pavlovich. He's going up against Ante Delia, who made his UFC debut at 35 years old. He strikes with power and aggression. He utilizes his strikes well to secure takedown. His grappling is sound, and he's an explosive guy, right? This might be the guy that forces Waldo to stand and bang, right? To kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna let my hands go. And I think a lot of people are mesmerized by the way Delia fought against Tybura, who doesn't have good striking, right? Tybura is primarily a grappler, looks to take you down, right? He blitzed him early on, got him out of there. I think people are on that, like they're kind of still on that high, like, oh, he's gonna come in, he's gonna rush all Waldo and put him out or take him down. But Waldo's a good boxer, man. I think Waldo's gonna utilize the counter striking. He's gonna be more sound. He has the grappling if he needs to. This is like, I'm surprised people are picking Delia, right? And he's good. Don't get me wrong. He trains with Tom Aspinall and all that. Tom Aspinall talked him up, but I think Cortez Acosta has fought the tougher competition in the heavyweight division. He's on his way up. He fought I think the Pavlovich fight was it was a tough matchup for him because they're both strikers, right? And I don't know how much the time change in China could have affected Waldo, right? That's a possibility. Yeah, they're both affected. So now he's in Vegas. How long ago was that card? Like 3 months ago? 2 months ago?
Dude,
he didn't take.
I mean, crazy.
That's crazy. He's back, man. He's been active, bro. How many times has he fought this year? No one. He's fought. This is his 4th fight this year, so he's an active heavyweight. So I think Cortez Acosta should have a performance. I think we're gonna be surprised, man. I think Delia's gonna come out aggressive, and then with his movement, his footwork, he's gonna be able to catch him with a counter, hook, or something, man, and kind of put him down. So I'm gonna go with Cortez Acosta, baby. I know I scared you early on in the week, but we're going with Cortez Acosta, nuestro dominicano, who's been on the show. So shout out. Wait, let me talk like you guys. Oiga, este tigre le va a poner los puños. Vas a ver que le va a poner los puños.
Crazy, bro. That's
how you guys talk? Is that how you guys talk or no? Did I get it right?
A little bit, Tigre, a little bit. I'm gonna go with Waldo Cortez, man. Like, and it's just like I like his speed.
Yeah.
The thing is, this guy has speed, smoothness. I like that he's going more towards decisions. Like the thing is, like we knew going into that fight against Sergey Pavlovich, and shout out to I got all my money back if it wasn't for Walker getting the finish at a plus.
You woke up, right? I think I was awake, and you woke up, and you're like, "Let me throw a live bet." You were quiet. You just threw a live bet, and then you woke up like, "Hey, I made my money back."
Bro, you know when you wake up and everybody's lost all the bets. That's why, like, I'm trying not to go so heavy on the predicted and go more live.
Yeah,
so I could feel the fight.
You got a live stream, bro, on the YouTube. You should live stream on the YouTube and then put them out there. Get some follows, man.
Bro,
people like that stuff.
All these motherfuckers, bro. Let me make my money. I just like Waldo, man. I think Ante's gonna come in and he's gonna shoot. He's gonna mix it up. He's gonna try to shoot. I think Aldo gets back up. Like nobody's really been able to kind of hold Waldo down.
Right? One thing I want to say too, bro, is that Waldo is going to be heavier than him. This guy weighs around 230, 235. Waldo's going to be 260, bro. He's going to have like 30 pounds on him, right? And where Waldo is better than Tybura on the feet, he's also going to be hard to take down because his takedown defense is decent enough. So I just wanted to point that out. He's going to be big, bro.
He's going to have to come inside Waldo's range. And Waldo, I think, Ante did something to, like, the thing is Tybura's slow. We had Tybura, but we did not have him for striking. Like we went, when these guys went into that fight, we automatically said, "Listen, Tybura's going to take him down. Yeah, he's going to grapple him." Yeah. But Ante did a cross blitz. It looked quick, but the thing is, it's not as slick as Waldo. Like I saw the fight. I had to go to 2 years ago in 4 months and see him fight
Mm.
Maureen Green. And Maureen has similar attributes as not attributes, skills, strikes as Waldo. Waldo's gonna go for a kick. The leg. So here's the thing about it, right? Like, because I have to. The leg is the most significant. Ignore the 70 inch. It's actually 79. But Waldo's gonna be trying to land kicks, trying to do stuff. Gonna try to move around, try to let Ante kind of come in. So we're gonna really find out how good both these guys are in the pocket, right? And Pavlich demonstrate like who do you think has more dynamite, Pavlich or Ante? Pavlich,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and he took Pavlich punches like a champ.
Yeah,
Uh,
bro. So that like some of the stuff I've been seeing and hearing is like, oh, he's gonna blitz him and take him out. It's like, bro, you guys are falling in love with his last performance, and they're not realizing that Tybura is not a striker. Delia did what Denise should have done, right? Jonathan Denise. He should have just came in there, took him out right away, and then just call it a night. But
yeah.
yeah, man, I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying. His movement, his counter striking, and he could take a
Yeah.
punch.
And then let's get into the third round,
Mhm.
because if you look at both fighters, um, Waldo throws a lot of volume, like and a lot of flickers and everything. How's Ante gonna look? And I go, oh, he fights with Tom Aspinall. He should be fine, boys. Tom hasn't seen a second round in years. Like chill. Like,
So has
I,
Mick Parkin. Mick Parkin trains with Tom, and how did he look against the?
whoa, that's nasty. We haven't seen McParkin again, eh?
Yeah,
And Tiberio beat him, eh? Oof.
Tybura beat him. It was a sketchy decision, but I thought because we bet on Parkin when he was a dog, right? Because he flipped to a dog, and we bet on him, and he lost a split. But
Yeah, it was pretty close. But yeah, we're gonna go with Cortez. I know
yeah,
a
we're
lot
gonna
of
go with Cortez, bro. I think Cortez is gonna have a fucking like coming out party, bro. Like this is like the heavyweight division. They like him, man. I think they like him, and he's an entertaining guy, bro. He's salsa dancing. I don't know how's his English looking. Is it getting better?
see. He's like,
We
see.
had him on the show. I wasn't here for that, but we've had him here. So shout out to Waldo, man.
He's a
We're
cool
going
guy,
with our
man. He's
guy.
a cool guy, down to earth. And I
Hey, he's
mean,
got he's
like,
got a lot of kids, huh? My boy been busy, bro.
how many kids does this man
I
have?
think he has like Google it. How many kids does Waldo Cortez have?
That's
I
funny.
bet you it's over 5, bro. I saw somewhere where he has like 9 kids or something. I
Waldo?
think in China after the China fight, he posted a picture at the hospital because his wife gave birth.
Let's go, baby. Fuck,
Let me
man.
let
That's
me
all I
see.
gotta say. Let's go. But we are going with, like, this is gonna be a tough fight for both gentlemen. But let's see who stays there, right? The only thing I do know is, like, Waldo has not gotten knocked out. I didn't even check with Ante has not been knocked out. Ante has
Yeah, he's
been
been knocked out.
he's been knocked out, punches and
He has 6 kids, by the way, brother.
fuck. Couldn't be me.
Your boy, those Dominicans, man, lover boys, bro. What's going on?
Shout out to America, bro.
Shout out to America. All
That's
right, next up
America.
we have our main event. This is a banger fight, man. There's people on X that are complaining this is a mid card. It's ass, bro. There's so many good fights on this card, and this main event is a banger, man. We got Steve Garcia, the Mean Machine, taking on David Onama, the Silent Assassin. Currently, the odds favor Garcia, right? At -115. Is Onama a dog officially or no?
Oh yeah. Sorry,
He's a dog
Onama.
now.
Yeah, a minus. Sorry, a plus. He
He's
sitting
plus
at
money now.
plus one 114.
All right, that's what I figured was going to happen as the week goes on. You look at Garcia; he's the only individual to score a knockdown on Calvin Kattar last time out. And I think you picked Kattar, did you? You
No,
picked Kattar, right?
no. Yeah, I picked
I
Cater, but
think
I
you
like
picked Kattar.
Garcia.
Garcia
I
last
like
time out
Garcia.
beat Kattar via the unanimous decision. He knocked him down. Prior to that, he knocked out five of his last of his. He's knocked out 5 of his last 6 opponents. Prior to Calvin Kattar, he was on a knockout streak. He's a good boxer with really nice pocket boxing. He can utilize the wrestling if he needed. He has solid movement and can mix up. He's aggressive and he's big for the division. One thing he does that I don't like is sometimes he's a little too aggressive, right? He lets his hands go and he opens himself up to getting hit. But he's a solid striker, right? He's going against Onama, who's a kickboxer who looks to move forward and maintain a pace. He's good inside the clinch. He's probably the better technical striker, in my opinion, in this fight. Um, he has the advantage when he's moving forward, but how's he going to look if Garcia is the one pushing the pace, right? How's he going to look on the back leg? He has the speed and he has explosiveness, and he can also grapple and scramble if he needs to. These guys are pretty evenly matched, man. This should be a close fight. Like these odds should be a lot closer, man. Because David Onama's counter striking and his speed and his movement is very fluid, and his um ability on the ground is underrated as well too. I am gonna, however, go with Steve Garcia, man. I'm gonna go
Come
with
with the
Steve
boys.
Garcia.
Come with the
No, I'm
boys.
gonna go with Steve Garcia because I think his overall pressure and boxing technique is gonna be a bit too much for Onama, right? And he's gonna be able to sustain that pace for 5 rounds. My only concern is if he crashes the pocket or tries to get inside and Onama prepares for that, knowing how wild he is, and then hits him with the forearm or elbow or like counter strikes, right? And it kind of hurts him. Because Garcia has been knocked out before, he has been dropped before. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if Onama does land something inside the pocket or a counter shot because his counter striking is really good. I was watching film the other night and I messaged you, right? It was like 3 a.m. I was like, yo, this guy's counter striking is good, but you didn't write back because you were obviously sleeping. But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna go with Steve Garcia, but David Onama's no joke. I know he had his issues against Roberto Romero, right? Who was short notice, right? But he still won via unanimous decision. And against Giga Chikadze, man, I think you picked Giga, didn't you? Or did you pick Onama?
Yeah, I pick Giga.
Yeah,
Giga.
Giga, and like he was able to check a lot of the leg kicks. He was able to land leg kicks of his own, get the grappling going, really control Giga, and maintain his pace and range. And he looked very fluid in that fight. It was a dominant performance. So yeah, David Onama's he's fucking good, dude. But I'm gonna go with Steve Garcia.
He's good. I just feel that every time I kind of like look at Onama, he's bro, like the Giga fight, like he got stunned a couple different times. The fact that man came back and survived is a
Yeah,
big stuff, but that's not bueno. If you look at the wins that Steve Garcia is able to put, it's been impressive, and he's shown
yeah.
to be durable. Do you know they almost gave Steve Garcia what's the name? They almost gave him Barboza, almost.
If Steve Garcia wins this, do you think they give him Gene Silva?
Oof, no, I don't think. Because Gene Silva's not like a top 7 fighter,
Is
top
he
8
top
fighter.
seven now, or is he? I think he's just
Uh,
outside the top 10, or he's top 10.
yeah, he's right there. I mean, yeah,
But listen, listen. What's his win streak at? Because he has a win streak with multiple knockouts. I mean, he deserves a top 15 or top.
100%. I just don't think they give him. He has 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 6, 6.
So this
Machete.
one, if he wins, yeah, if he wins, he'll be on a 7th. So they should give him a top 15 after, man. Top
Lost to
10
Machete.
maybe.
Well,
But yeah,
let's
I'm
see what
sorry. Go ahead. Let me
no,
hear
let's
it.
see what the rankings are. For main events, we always kind of look at the rankings and just kind of see. There's our featherweight champ, right? Steve Garcia, Onama. You got Pitbull. You got Garcia. You listen. Give him Emmett after this. Give him a power. If any of these guys win, give them Emmett. I don't like Ortega there, bro, is taking real estate. I don't think Ortega fights at featherweight anymore. I think he bridges up
Yeah,
to
but that top 5, it sucks because they all want a title shot. They all think they deserve it, right? So I
yeah,
don't
but
see.
yeah, so here's the thing. Yair's on surgery, right? Yair just had hand surgery. He's not fighting for the belt. Diego Lopez,
He's down to fight anybody. He wants Evlov or Murphy.
yeah.
He doesn't care.
And then
Sterling is getting older. He wants the title.
well, realistically, he has one more fight to win. Like it's that Dana White privilege that they want.
I think they give him Gene Silva, bro, or Josh. I think Gene Silva, Steve Garcia would be a banger.
For Steve Garcia, yeah. I mean, or Zalau's fighting up. Like, sorry, yeah, man. Like those guys need to fight each other, man. Those guys really need to. If you really want to kind of weigh, Lopez is fighting now, but I think Rodrigo versus Lopez would have been a good fight. Or give Murphy Evolov and just determine the number one contender. But the issue with that is that I think they're bringing a paper because I think Australia has an agreement with the UFC that Australia has paid, and this is outside of the pay-per-view model, is that Australia has invested a large amount of money to bring the WWE and to bring the UFC to Australia. Like they give the UFC money,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm looking at them, I'm like, wait a minute, why Volk is going to fight there? And then who, like, if these guys take, this is why it's so tricky because if they take on a fighter, you eliminate Lopez from fighting, any of those. So let's see who's gonna fight. It's either probably gonna be Murphy or Evolov, because I don't think Lopez fights again the champ. But I'm gonna go with Garcia. I think Garcia has shown like a new level like of just a little rough. Even like that Calvin Cater fight. I just like how featherweight has evolving and is allowing new blood to come in. I like that. Like I like the David Onama, David Garcia. We got John Silva. We got Zalao. Allen has been lingering there. Like Allen hasn't fought in a while, so Allen needs to figure out what he's going to do. Sterling is a little bit old, but he's also new, right? And Evolov needs to fight, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Evlov. He
Like-
pulled out of the Aaron Pico fight.
Yeah, bro.
Aaron
Like, you
Pico was
can't.
there too.
Well, but you can't reward a guy that when Sterling fought a close decision, but he's also fought 2 times. So he's going to fight a 3rd time.
hmm
I'm going to go with Garcia, man. I think Garcia takes it.
I agree. I think Garcia takes it, but I don't want to downplay Onama's skill set, right? He's pretty good. It's a good fight. I'm excited for this card. I'm excited for these fights, man. It's going to be live on ESPN Plus UFC Fight Night. The card starts at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever time UTC, because I don't know the European time zones. They were like 8 hours ahead, 7 hours ahead. Who knows? But anyways, make sure you guys follow us on X. There is a link tree. Show some love. We're not charging anything. We're not asking anything. Follow us on X. Subscribe to YouTube. This is we filmed a movie basically, brother. I don't know who's going to listen to it, but if you're listening to it, thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Any parting words, my man?
Now the Blue Jays are winning 3-1, and
What do you think about my city against your Blue Jays, brother?
I mean, right now 3-1. It's good. It's competitive. We're beating the champions, eh? Like we're. It's a good game, bro. It's good for the city for both. But last game in LA before they come to it's the championship city, baby.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, they deserve a dub right after getting beat by Kendrick Lamar, in the rap beef with the Drake. Like, you guys deserve something. You get me? Like, it sucks, bro. You guys deserve a little pick me up, a little like pat on the back, little pat on the butt. Like, hey, listen, you guys hang in there, guys.
Hang in there, kid. Hang in there, kid.
Are you betting on the World Series? I haven't bet. I haven't watched. I watched the games, but I'm not too big into baseball, but I do follow it.
I put a -280 on the Blue Jays just for fun, and I won. So
right on.
It's good, but I'm not looking to invest a lot of. Yeah, I think I'm just committed. Just one degenerate thing at a time. I feel.
Right on, brother. We'll dip out of here. Make sure you show some love. Love what you love. Do what you do.